select first in double jeopardy. Here are your categories. First, we're thinking of Ukraine. Then, a capital offense. You'll give us the team's home city. Each one is a state capital. After that, stars and stripes in art. Do I want that named for me? Then we have May We Quote You, and some compound adjectives. Deanna, what strikes your fancy?
I'll take a capital offense for 1600.
It's where predators are on the hunt for NHL goals. Rob.
What is Nashville?
Right.
Capital offense for 2000.
Charles Barkley's jersey was retired in this NBA city and state capital. Deanna.
What is Phoenix?
Right.
The capital offense for...
Recently, and for no reason at all, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically...
1200.
College town where the Knolls have been known to pile up the yards. Rob.
What is Tallahassee?
That's it.
Capital offense for 800.
The Pacers thrill their fans in this city. Pam.
What is Indianapolis?
Good.
Capital offense for 400.
It's a Braves new world here, where to win the game, you gotta have the runs. Deanna.
What is Atlanta?
That's it.
May we quote you for 800, please?
It was in her poem, Sacred Emily, that she wrote, "Rose is a rose is a rose is a rose." Rob?
Who is Dickinson?
No. Deanna?
Who is Elizabeth Barrett Browning?
Also incorrect. Pam? Not gonna jump in. Who is Gertrude Stein? Deanna, back to you.
May we quote you 1200.
In his 1986 Nobel Peace Prize speech, this author and Holocaust survivor said, "If we forget, we are guilty. We are accomplices." Deanna.
Who is Wiesel?
Correct, Elie Wiesel.
May we quote you for 1600.
When it comes to tidying up, she says, if an item sparks joy, keep it. If not, dispose of it. Pam.
Who's Marie Kondo?
Yes.
May we quote you 2000.
This Boy Scouts founder said, "The Scouts motto is founded on my initials. It is be prepared." VP Baden-Powell. Back to you, Pam.
Compound adjectives for 2000.
Mean and unfeeling, like Hannah the Vamp of Savannah. It's a toughie. Hard-hearted Hannah is the song. Pam?
I'll go away from that for now. Stars and stripes in art for 2000.
Self-portrait with striped shirt is by this Viennese modernist who died aged just 28 in 1918. Rob?
Who's Modigliani?
Sorry, no. Pam or Deanna? Egon Schiele is the Austrian. Pam?
Stars and stripes in art for 1600.
Late in life, this French artist got into cutouts, like the yellow stars in his 1947 work, Icarus. Who is Henri Matisse? Pam, select.
Compound adjectives for 400.
We're back. Fred McMurray's professor in a Disney film, or Robin Williams in Flubber. Deanna.
What is absent-minded?
Yeah.
Do I want that named for me for 1200?
This outdated word for a bad student comes from the middle name of John Scotus, a theologian and scholar. His name was John Dunce Scotus, the Dunce. Deanna?
Do I want that named for me for 1600?
The answer there is a daily double. What do you think, Deanna?
I'll do 2400, please.
Here's your clue, and do I want that named for me? Ambrose Phillips's sentimental poems inspired a fellow writer to coin this rhyming insult word using the amb in Ambrose.
What is namby-pamby?
Well done, yes, you had 2400.
Do I want that named for me for 2000?
Who exactly Norman was is lost to history, but Norman's woe is the reef made famous in the poem, The Wreck of This Ship. Rob.
What is the Hesperus?
Well done, yes.
Stars and stripes in art for 1200.
The town in his Starry Night is Saint-Remy, where he was a patient in its mental hospital. Deanna?
Who is Van Gogh?
Correct.
Stars and stripes in art for 800.
Frank Stella made a splash in 1959 with paintings of this kind of stripe, better known on men's suits. Pam?
What are pinstripes?
Correct.
Stars and stripes in art for 400.
In 1940 and 1941, turning his gaze from war, Joan Miro produced 23 works in a series titled These Groups of Stars. Rob?
What are constellations?
Yes.
Thinking of Ukraine for 1200.
The seminal work of modern Ukrainian literature, Aeneida, transmutes this ancient writer's Trojans into Cossacks. Rob?
Who is Virgil?
That's right.
Thinking of Ukraine for 1600.
The seven wonders of Ukraine include the 11th century Kiev cathedral named Saint This, built to rival a same-named Aya in Constantinople. Diana.
What is Sophia?
Saint Sophia, yes.
Compound adjectives for 800.
It describes adobe bricks or the tomatoes seen here. Pam.
What is sun-dried?
Right.
Compound adjectives for 1200.
In other words, myopic, medically speaking. Pam.
What is nearsighted?
Correct again.
Compound adjectives for 1600.
Ibsen spent 27 years away from Norway in this type of exile. Deanna.
What is self-imposed?
That's right.
Do I want that named for me? 800.
The Battle of Gettysburg had pickets this, and an equally unsuccessful one led by Elon Farnsworth. Rob.
What is charge?
Charge is it.
Thinking of Ukraine for 2000?
Ukraine's longest river, it bisects the country before emptying into the Black Sea. Rob.
What is the Danube? Danube?
No, I'm sorry. Pam or Deanna? It's actually the Dnieper. Rob?
Thinking of Ukraine for 800?
Well, as you might have guessed, that's the Daily Double. Not too many more places it could have been, Rob. You've got a chance to do something here.
4,000.
All right, here's your clue in thinking of Ukraine. This major Ukrainian port city was named for an ancient Greek colony thought to have existed nearby.
What is Odessa?
It is Odessa, yes. 4,000 more for you.
Thinking of Ukraine for 400?
Ukraine produces much of the world's oil from these big yellow flowers, a national symbol. Rob.
What are sunflowers?
Right.
Do I want that named for me for 400?
Long ones are a proverbial sign of age, and to bishop, to file them down on a horse, is thought to be named after a practitioner of yore. Long in the tooth, its teeth. And the final clue, and may we quote you? Twisting a phrase around, Oscar Wilde called this the curse of the drinking classes. Deanna.
What's a hangover?
No, I'm sorry. Pam or Rob? Instead of drink being the curse of the working classes, Wilde said work was the curse of the drinking classes. Look at those scores. Well played, all three of you. Let's remind our home audiences what exactly you won yesterday, because we'll be combining those scores at the end of the game. All right, here is your final Jeopardy category. Composers. All right, you think about that. They'll think about music and make their wager. The deciding final Jeopardy of this week of Second Chance will deal with composers. Here's the clue. A fireworks display followed the April 27, 1749 premiere of a work by this man that had been commissioned by George II. 30 seconds. Good luck. Begin with Pam Sung in third place today, $9,200. We know from wins that you're not much of an opera buff, Pam. Let's see what you think about classical music. Who is Handel? That is correct. George Frederick Handel's piece, Music for the Royal Fireworks. So you're going to add 7,001 to that, bringing you to 16,201 today. When we add yesterday's $10,000, you come to a total of 26,201. Rob Kim was in second place. Did he know it was Handel? He did Handel. You wagered $2,000, bringing you to $13,400 on the day. Yesterday you had $3,400 banked. You now have $16,800. Deanna Bolio with a big lead yesterday and the lead today coming into final. This game was yours to lose. First of all, did you know it was Handel? Oh, who is Haydn? We know that's not correct. What was the wager? $0. You stand pat at $12,400, and with yesterday's $16,200, you have $28,600 just beat